This year, prefab homes were listed as one of the 5 bold solutions to the affordable housing crisis. But is anyone making bold moves with design? Yeah, in my wildest dreams, I never considered placing a home on end, and apparently neither did anyone else. Until now. I would be doing everyone a disservice if I didn't find out who built it, what they built it with, and most importantly, what it's like to live in it, because I can't figure out why this hasn't been done before. Let's go. In order to run a proper investigation on this home, I'm heading east, approximately 5,000 miles east, to a place known for sausages, pretzels, and sauerkraut. For this video, I am in Germany, and the reason that I'm here is to see the DQ Tower. You might be able to see it in the background, actually. It's right up there. The DQ Tower is described as the solution to a small property. The structure is built with a combination of structural and light gauge steel, and the result is a modern 3-story prefab tower that only requires a footprint of just over 13 feet by 14 feet. So for people with a small building envelope, people who don't want to cut into their yard space, or people who simply want something really cool, the DQ Tower offers a lot in a small footprint. They're manufactured right here in Germany, and I'm going to stay in it to see what it's all about. All right, folks, after looking at the DQ Tower for months online, I have finally made it to see it in person, and it is tough to argue that this place doesn't look cool. Couple details contributing to that look. They've got the steel grate right here. They've got the structural steel corners. They've got the composite panel right here. And then up top, they've got a bit of aluminum as well. All combined, it gives this place a look that is unlike anything that I have ever seen before. I walked over from the train. You can see it from up the street, and I was just kind of like picking my jaw up off the floor because it looks awesome. What we've got inside here is obviously 3 floors in which they've got 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and keep in mind that's all within a footprint of just over 13 feet by just under 14 feet. The total usable space inside is 420 square feet. So I think the only thing to do now is go inside and have a look around. The main entrance into the tower is on the side of the home. However, it is mentioned on the website that a second door is available in case you want to put 2 towers side by side or have an attached garage. Let's go check it out. Welcome inside the DQ Tower. So I did stay here last night, and so far, one of my biggest takeaways has been just how much thought went into the placement of everything in this home. So a perfect example of that is I went upstairs to my bedroom, which is on the 3rd floor, and then it got dark and I wanted to come down for a drink. When I was reaching for light switches, I didn't know where they were, but I almost could have done it with my eyes closed because everywhere that just made sense to have a light switch coming down had a light switch. And that kind of carries through the entire home. So they've got the living room. Obviously, you can see the TV on the wall. They've got a couch over here in front of a window. They've got another window over here, dining table on this side, and then behind the camera, they've got the kitchenette. This specific DQ Tower is set up as a short-term rental. That's the reason I was able to rent it to come and make this video. If you want to do the same, come check it out. It's available through Keller Apartments. I will put a link below in the description. Now, with that being said, this is definitely a kitchenette. You're not making a turkey dinner in here, okay? So we've got a nice deep sink over there, coffee maker in the middle, which I've been using and abusing today. And on this side, you've got a 2-burner cooktop. Below the cooktop, we've got a fridge, which has my water in it. Below the sink, nice open cabinet for storage. And then up above, we have got some shelves for your glasses, plates, bowls, my gimbal, and the vent over here. Beside the kitchenette is a half bathroom. Yep, this is a half bathroom, and basically what that means is they've got the toilet and a sink over here, obviously a mirror up above. If you look behind me, they've got a dresser over here. I think there would be enough room to put either a stacking washer dryer or a combo unit in that corner. They haven't done it here. Maybe they just don't want it in the short-term rental, but I do think that is something that's available. We got heated floors in here, and another thing that I've noticed since being in Germany is the toilet tech is different over here. They just flush different, honestly. I noticed it on the train yesterday, and again when I came here, When you flush these toilets, there is a lot more going on than when you flush back in North America. I'll save the full review for my toilets channel, but yeah, let's keep moving. Before moving on up to the second floor, I want to take a second to thank today's sponsor, TurboTenant, because without them, this video does not exist. Are you looking for a way to maximize your profits as a rental property owner? Well, exciting news. I just partnered with TurboTenant, the best all-in-one solution for managing your rental properties yourself. Did you know 50% of renters look for their next home online? With TurboTenant, you can build a listing in under 10 minutes, and they'll send it to the sites that advertise to high-intent, high-quality leads so you can fill your vacancy as soon as possible. I'm talking platforms like Apartments.com, Redfin, Craigslist, and more for free. The result? Landlords using TurboTenant average 28 leads per listing. That's a lot. Advertise your rental, get leads, send applications, screen tenants, create leases, collect rent, and more. All for less than a Netflix subscription. You can try it for free for as long as you want until you decide you want to upgrade to their premium plan, which only runs at $149 per year for unlimited leases and properties. All right, that pretty much wraps up the first floor, so we're going up. Here's what I was talking about. So they got a light switch on the bottom of the stairs, another one on the top, so you flick it on as you go up. You can turn it off when you get to the top. I already know there's going to be people up in the comments saying things like, too many stairs, I don't want to have to climb stairs. And you know what? That's okay. This isn't for everyone. It wasn't meant to be. However, for those willing and open to the idea of climbing a few steps, this is a very cool concept. On the second floor, what we've got over here is bedroom number 2, and the first door on the left is the full bathroom. If you don't know what I mean by full bathroom, what I'm talking about is it's got, whoa, that's a big echo. I'm gonna step out. What it's got is the 3 key features. You've got the sink, the toilet, and the shower. And something they've got in this shower that's kind of cool is they've just got a button to turn it on rather than turning the tap on. So you can set the temperature, hit the button, and then go between the rainfall head and this removable guy right here. I kind of like that. Kind of takes a little bit of the guesswork out of it. Showering's not overly challenging for me on a regular day, but this does make it easier. Toilet in the middle, 2 flushers there depending on what number you're going, and then a nice wide sink. The second floor is home to the smaller of the 2 bedrooms, and typically the way we rank things is the bigger the bedroom, the more desirable the bedroom. However, given its proximity to the main bathroom, you may want to throw your name in the hat for bedroom 2, depending on your bathroom tendencies. So if you go a bunch of times in the night, you're in and out, back to bed before you know it. Something to think about. One of my favorite features in both bedrooms is they've got a floor-to-ceiling window that takes up one entire wall. So smaller bedroom, smaller wall, smaller window, but in both we're looking out at a view, and the view here just so happens to be, let's call it majestic. Yeah, I went there. What they've got out there is either a church or possibly a clock tower. It might be both. And every 15 minutes, the bells go off. So if I'm in the bedroom, I look at one wall, can see the clock tower and hear the bells go off. And I've just been really enjoying it. I just now realized that I saved the best for last. The main bedroom, the penthouse, if you will. It takes up the entire top floor, and I stayed in there last night. I'm gonna stay in there tonight. It is a very cool space. So let me show you around. All right, the top floor of the DQ Tower is almost like its own self-contained apartment in the sky. Yeah. What we've got in here is a king bed, I believe, and on either side they've got built-in night tables. We've got the lights here, obviously, built-in lights on either side of the bed, a little bit of a shelf up above for decor, window on the side behind the door, right there. It's the first time looking at that. It's actually bigger than I thought. We've got a place for clothes right here. My backpack's in there, so place to hang, and then a shelf on the top, shelf on the bottom. Then they've got a workstation up here in the corner, which is perfect for anyone who works from home. So you've got your built-in desk there. They've put a TV up above. If I was to watch TV, I would probably back it up a bit or lay on the bed. Now, let me direct your attention to the full wall of windows, and more importantly, that view. So What time is it? 4 minutes, the clock tower is going to go off. I don't know if I'll still be talking, probably not, but it is fun to sit up here or lay in the bed and look out at the view. And it's just that much more enjoyable with a full wall of windows. Up here on the wall, we've got the mini split. There's one on every floor. So one in this bedroom, one in bedroom 2, and one right above the TV on the main floor. So you can control the temperature of each floor or of each bedroom and the bottom floor. I don't have it on right now, so it is a little bit warm in here, but I just didn't want the noise in the video. Kind of wishing I put it on earlier. I'm still staying here for one more night, but I've already had enough time to make up my mind on the DQ Tower. But first, I thought it might be an idea to do a quick continuous walkthrough so everyone can just get the flow of the home. All right, there it is again from the outside, the DQ Tower. And what I like about this, maybe more so even than the look, is just what this style of build will allow people to do in their yards with limited amount of space. So if you imagine it on its side right now, it's going to take a lot more dirt to be able to put it somewhere than what it's taking up right now. Only 13 by 14 feet. That's the footprint needed to place one of these, and you end up with almost the same amount of interior usable space. So you'll notice the door, full glass, does have a bit of reflection, which is nice so people aren't looking directly in. And as you enter into the home, you land in the living space. Main floor, we've got the kitchenette. We've got the bathroom back there, dining area here, and we will head up to the second floor. March up the stairs real quick. And the first door on the left, oh, can't miss this. We've got a window right there, kind of letting a bit of natural light into this area. We've got the main bathroom here, sink, toilet, shower. Beside the second bedroom right here, which has the single bed and the chair. And then let's keep her moving up to the penthouse. So there's the light switch at the top of the stairs that I mentioned at the start. And as I come around, you get that full view out the full wall of windows, which is definitely another feature that I really like in the DQ Tower. The point of this video was to find out what it's actually like to stay in a prefab home that's standing on end rather than on its side like they're typically set. And I am going to start with the most obvious thing. There are stairs in this home, and I was probably up and down them, I don't know, countless times, because I'd go to the top floor and I'd need my charger from the bottom, or I'd go to the bottom floor and forget my computer up top. Every room is on a different floor, so if you've got something against stairs, this is not the home for you. Whether you're planning to age in place or you've got mobility issues, stay away. There's stairs. You have to climb them. It's part of being in this home. Not the home for you. Who is this home for then? Well, this home is for someone who has a limited amount of space but wants more square footage. It's for someone who wants a unique, cool home that looks like really nothing else that's available. This is one of the most unique, cool prefab homes that I have ever seen, and I have seen a lot of them, okay? If that's what you're looking for, you came to the right place. It's almost like being in a tree fort if the tree fort was built by professional architects and professional builders with high quality materials, and not like the ones I used to slap together as a kid. It's just fun being inside this home, especially the top floor, because in this situation you've got the view out the front. So all in all, I quite like it. If that's what you're looking for, this ticks the cool box. I hope you enjoyed the tour. That is it for me here in Germany. I'm heading out of here tomorrow. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next. I almost forgot to talk about the price, and people would have been ticked. So the DQ Tower starts at 150,000 euros, and that doesn't include delivery or anything like that. I didn't even plan that. There goes the bell. So 150,000 euros starting price. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.